Hey, Lax Coach Mike here. Today I want to talk to you about one of our favorite drills. Every single coach should have this drill in their arsenal. This is a 3v2 70-yard drill. What we do is we bring the cages up a little bit. If you're working with younger players, you might want to bring the cages up to the restraining lines and make it a little bit shorter distance. If you got 40 kids in practice that day, you're coaching a club or in a camp, you may want to run this same drill sideline to sideline and run it a couple of different places on the field. What we really want to focus on here is this is an extremely fast-paced drill. We want to work on our offensive spacing. We want to make sure that we've got good ball movement. And the reason I love 3v2 is that there really is no second slide or third slide to worry about. One guy's got the ball, one guy's got the hole. When they make the first pass, the guy in the hole goes and gets the ball, and the guy on the ball opens his hips, sticks to the inside, and retreats down to take the hole. So we've got a goalie in each cage. We've got a ton of balls in each cage. And I also want you to put a ton of balls at each sideline, okay? So to start the drill, the very first time down, we're going to have two defenders that are just going to start the drill positioned here. Goalie gets the ball, or coach throws it to him, he yells clear. These three lines from behind the cage, they immediately break out. If you're like me, you don't want them to break to the middle of the field. Goalie's going to make an outlet pass. Now these three players are just charging all the way down the field, and we're going to go 3v2, just crazy transition, sprinting as fast as we can down. If we happen to drop this pass, the guy on the outside just goes and picks up a ball, and we want to keep the drill moving as fast as we can. They play 3v2 down here, focusing on these fundamentals. They get off a shot, goalie makes a save, and these three players then break out, and we repeat the drill going back down the other side of the field. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do this drill a little bit differently every day to make it interesting for the kids. What I do is the first time we're going to position two defenders down here too. These guys are going to come flying back. After your three-man team has come flying down the field, the last player to touch the ball then goes and gets in line. The other two stay and remain defenders for the next time down. So three guys come streaking down, last guy to touch, go get in line. The other two stay on that end of the field and play defense while the drill is flying back up the field the other way. But you can do this different ways too. As an example, Coach Shriver at Boys Latin, what he likes to do is, after the save, he's going to make these defenders, he's not going to have guys down here, he's going to make these defenders sprint back here and play defense 3v2 all the way down the field as well. So these defenders are going to be set up here. As soon as there's a shot, they also have to play defense by sprinting back on this side of the field. Little tip, if you want to run the drill that way, what you may have is, upon this clearing pass, have these guys have to throw one or two passes on this side of the field in order to give these defenders a chance to get back and play 3v2 in full-blown transition. The 3v2, whether you run your defenders back or the three guys that come streaking down, you have the last guy to touch the ball, go get in line, and then the other two stay and play defense. Here's another variation of this drill once the kids start to get the hang of it. We got this from a great coach, Mike Murphy at Penn. What he does is he runs the exact same drill some days, but I want you to notice here that the cages are now facing away. This sounds a little bit crazy to you, right? So what happens here is the goalie picks out a ball, he comes around the side of the cage, he yells clear, these three guys come streaking down just like they did before, he makes an outlet pass. These three guys are now flying down to the field. The defenders are stationed, in essence, behind the cage. Remember, because it's facing the other way. Now what we're going to do is we're going to play 3v2, but the players have to come around the cage to the front side. If you're preparing to play an invert team, or you just want the kids to have a blast, or maybe they had a rough game and you're looking for a way to really spice up practice the next day and open it with some juice and a lot of fun, now these defenders need to make a decision. You know, do I pick the guy up here? Do they come and take their defensive positions where we would want them in front of the cage? These three guys need to come around. Maybe they could play a guy at X. Gives them a lot of options. Just another way to really spice up the drill. So what we can do is we can run 3v2 70 yards or sideline to sideline. We can have the guys that were on defense have to play defense on both ends of the field, or we can have the last two guys who did not touch the ball stay and play defense, Or we can flip our cages and do it as an invert scenario, really to make it kind of crazy. You got all kinds of options and variations here. Just let your mind go crazy. It could be that one of these outlet guys, you want him to be stationed up here. It could be that you want to run this drill 3v2 and then the next day run it 4v3. All that is awesome. But the key is, never have the kids stop to pick up a ground ball. Have the ball stationed. They sprint down. If they drop a pass, coach yells clear, goalie yells clear, bang, we're coming back right the other way. So we should have kids just flying up and down the field. If you're saying to me that my kids can't throw and catch that well, trust me, this is a great drill to develop their stick work. Gives them a ton of touches. In a 7 or 8 minute period in this drill, each of the players is going to get 30 to 35 touches. Finally, we mix up our poles and our shorties in all these lines. I wouldn't get overly concerned about jersey colors and pennies and who's on O and who's on D, because we want our poles to be able to react in that scenario as well, and we want our shorties to learn to get back too. This is Lax Coach Mike. Come see us on the site, laxcoachmike.com.